Alameda is an European project founded by the program Horizon 2020. It started in January 2021, and the consortium is made of 15 partners from 8 different countries in Europe, of course. Alameda's vision is to develop a prototype for a personalized AI healthcare support system for people with brain disease, and in particular for Parkinson, multiple sclerosis, and stroke. The project model is built upon lifestyle retrospective data, as well as new streams of patient data, and through the monitoring of everyday activities. But the project is also, and in particular, built upon the previous experience gathered in the Multi-Act project, and that is why I'm here today. Because the object is to develop a new path of participatory and anticipatory governance. And Alameda recognizes the centrality of the experiential knowledge of the patients through the selection of the most suitable technological solutions. For use case number 2, which is the one related to multiple sclerosis, the key research question is how to improve the capacity to predict relapse risk in MS. So the goal of this use case is to test artificial intelligent algorithm able to predict the risk of developing a relapse in MS. So 20 patients with MS have been asked to wear a smartwatch and to use different smart devices during the case study. In particular, through an application, a virtual assistant will ask daily simple questions to these patients, and in order to, of course, in order to collect the possible changes that occur in the different domains of mood, mobility, and cognitive functions. Other devices are sensors which are inserted in the belt, for example, or under the mattresses of the bed. Through this monitoring, we intend to verify if there are particular mutations that precede the clinical relapse. And if it is verified, we will have a tool to intervene in an early stage of the disease. The project also introduces a shared decision-making model between medical professionals, but also patients and caregivers. And the engagement strategies here is very ambitious. It goes beyond the mere consultation and have all these people on board as design partners. So following multi-act guidelines and principles, the very first stage, as you have seen also from the previous presentations, is to create and to establish an engagement coordination team, and I'm part of the ECT for Alameda. After that, there is the constitution of the local community groups, and those groups will secure the engagement at national but also at the disease-specific level and provide valuable feedback as the research goes on and progresses. In September 2021, the Alameda Engagement Coordination Team started the activities, and the aim is to capture the patient's experiential knowledge, to implement an engagement strategy, but also to moderate the dialogue between interdisciplinary and different voices. So, how did we gather, listen to, and empower patients' voices? Well, specific focus groups have been conducted to capture people with MS perspective on relevant domains, but also, and in particular, the local group validated all the specific questions which are now submitted to the patients, and we went through the analysis of the wording, the lexical expressions, and also the timing. So we have witnesses a continuous increase of participation of all the local groups participants. Moreover, we wanted to evaluate also the impact of Alameda local group with a survey which demonstrated, as you can see, there is a general high level of engagement. But let me share with you a comment on the perceived impact on the research, which obtained a slightly lower rate, as you can see from the diagram. Well, this is a quite interesting output, as it seems people with multiple sclerosis are submitting a call to action to the other stakeholders in order to turn the patient voice and experience in a concrete impact for people with MS. Of course, the number of participants to this survey is not big enough to draw conclusions, but we will submit the same questionnaire again when the research goes on, and we expect a higher rate, since our aim is to secure a continuous involvement of the end users in the research. So let me conclude with a personal note on my experience before closing my presentation. My role is, of course, a person with MS and member of the ECT. I had the duty, but I want to say also the honor, to involve a representative community of people with similar experience in MS, keeping the women to men ratio, which you know is peculiar for the multiple sclerosis, and guaranteeing also the representativeness of the target population, which in our case is people with relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis with typical onset between the age of 20 and 40 years. Moreover, the people enrolled comes from different areas of Italy, and they are all well interconnected with their communities. So this means that this allowed to bring to the local group not only the voice of the 6 people involved, but also of a wider and more representative community, so giving content of validity to patients' voice. The ECT and the local community group are the start of this journey. So the aim is to give prominence to the experiential knowledge of the disease, which is unique to patients in their closest careers. And here on the final slide, you can see our project contacts, and you can follow us on our social networks and see more information on the website. Thank you very much for your attention.